Hello everybody and welcome back to Cities, where we expanded down over this way a little way. We've got this awkward road that we're going to need to eliminate eventually. We've got a bit of a traffic problem, and is this a dead person? Yeah, that's a dead person awaiting transport there. We've definitely got a garbage issue down over here. Now, I believe we just expanded our recycling center here. Yeah, but there's some pretty major traffic issues down here. There's a lot of garbage trucks right here, right now. So we're going to need to do something about this whole situation. And the question is, what exactly do we want to do about it? That is a good question. I would like to rework this. I don't think we're ready to remove this highway, and there's this section here that makes it very awkward as well. Getting this tile would be good. I think we can get away with getting that tile, if I remember correctly. But we're going to have to come over here first, and let's just eliminate some of these abandoned structures over here. Our education is getting a lot better for our commercial, so that's great. But we definitely need to deal with this corner here. And how do we want to do that? Well, I think that the first step here... Actually... I'm envisioning something really awkward and inesthetic, right? This isn't going to look good, but hypothetically, this is all still temporary. We're going to be removing this eventually, but I'm not ready to remove this highway system just yet. Hypothetically, we could send something out over this way and bring it up and over the highway. Like I said, this is really not going to look good. That's for sure. We bring it up and over, and then it could connect in over here eventually. I'd really love it to come in over here, but that's really difficult to make happen, I think. So that's probably not going to be what ends up happening. We could have it come in over this way. So hypothetically, it could come in. I mean, that's going to be road or slope too steep. That's really bad. This is a really, really bad way to do it. I think we're just going to not do that right now. I do want a better solution to specifically this corner. That would be nice. I mean, we do want to remove those sections of road. That is a guarantee. That worked temporarily. We're getting to the point where it doesn't anymore. Another thing we could do is take it underground over here. That would look better. So we could take it underground over this way, and then spin it around over here, and then over here, and then over this way, and try to connect it in like that. I mean, that seems like that should work. Then this... No, I was going to say this could be a one-way, but that actually really shouldn't happen. That should not be a one-way connection there. But we should have a connection right over here. Just to not make them have to go all the way up here and then back over this way. That would be good. So a connection over here, or even over this way, actually. Something like this, and then something like that. That's minimally disruptive, I feel like. So that could do the trick there. Make sure that all of this over here is zoned appropriately. Okay, and now we're going to have to check. Yeah, we need to redo our turn lane here for sure. So I want this to be turn only. This goes straight. Hello, pause menu. Okay, and then this needs to be redone over this way as well. That is not the turn tool. There we go. So all of these are just straight. That didn't update properly. Okay, now it did. Good. Cool. So these trucks are going to head up over this way. That's fine for now. But there, we can see somebody using the tunnel. Perfect. And they'll come out over here. There we go. Beautiful. That's definitely more aesthetic. And it uses some of this wasted space over here, which is nice. There. And there's not a dead end over here either, which I think that's a bonus as well. So at this point, we need some more commercial development, and I wouldn't mind taking a road out over this direction, bringing it in something kind of like this. I want to be in the freeform tool. Bringing it in something kind of like this, and then turning... Actually, that's too sharp of a corner. We're going to get rid of that, and we're going to build it over this way. Something kind of like that. And then it can connect in over here. And then we can do like a similar sort of road over this way. Have it come out, yeah, over here. And then up to here. And then it turns in something kind of like, and that's a really sharp corner. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of that and bringing it in up over, well, I want this to come out straight. Like this? That'll work, actually. This is a little grid-ish. Not necessarily what I want to go for here, but we'll see. Actually, that kind of works. Kinda. We can have all of this be commercial. That's light commercial. What am I doing? We're going to zone it all dense commercial. There we go. Fantastic. What do we got for water over here? We're going to need to run a water pipe up through here, but otherwise we're good. Cool. So that'll develop some commercial there. Okay, now what do we have going on here? People trying to do some awkward lane merging over here, it looks like. Honestly, this doesn't need to be turn only. This lane can be both. If they're going straight, they're just going to keep going. We should never have a traffic backup here, at least for now, anyway. And that will stop them from merging into the center lane here, which will clear this up, in theory. Emphasis on in theory, but it should clear this up, I hope. What are these guys doing here? Why are you doing this? I don't know why they decided to merge all the way across there. That's very strange. These guys are trying to merge all the way across as well. Bizarre traffic. Okay. So presumably they're needing to move around because of this situation up here. What's our turn lane situation on this particular road? Okay, we're going to do that. Cool. Hopefully that'll clear things up a little bit. We'll see what happens with it. We do need more industrial, and there's fire off over here. Now, I believe that the fire helicopters will deal with that. Cemetery needed. That's not actually true. A dead person at the high school, huh? Well, we do have a hearse right here, so we're all good. Fantastic. Why are our ferries just sitting here? You are currently boarding? Why? What are you doing? Does this... Yeah, this removes this vehicle. I think this vehicle is stuck. Let's remove it and see if that cleans up. It likely will. Okay. This one moved on. This one is stuck now. We'll remove that. That's very strange. And I think this one is now stuck too. Maybe both of them are? That's definitely not the way this is supposed to work. This one it triggered correctly. Well, we'll see if that actually works from there, removing those. Of course, we do need some more education up over this way. We're working on it. How is our education doing? Our education high school is... Actually, our elementary school, we need a new one. Our high school, we're going to need a new one as well. So I'm going to put in an elementary school somewhere over, like, this way. There we go. An elementary school there, and then we're going to put in a high school up over here, where we talked about building one previously. Like, up over here. There we go. Cool. So that'll get our education underway. Did we ever build the university? We did. Okay, I'm just not exactly sure where it went in. I can't remember. I think the university went in... I think it was somewhere over here, wasn't it? that's the high school there, right in front of the ferry. Are you stuck? No, you're moving. Good. I think we got that system sorted out. As far as our traffic over here goes, what are you guys doing? They're trying to merge. Honestly, we don't need this to be turn only at this point. There we go. And this one can allow forward as well. Cool. So in theory, that should be fine. I want to check in down over here as well. Yeah, that looks okay. And this one can allow going straight as well. Cool. So what are these guys trying to do? Turn up over this way, I'm guessing? I'm guessing, yes. So removing this put a lot more strain on entering the highway over this way. What I'm going to do for right now is I'm going to remove these structures, and we're going to put a highway on-ramp right over here, like that. Highway goes on there, and then we're going to put an off-ramp over here, and this off-ramp will also go underground. It will come around over, slope too steep over here. Really? This is like completely flat. I guess we can go out over this way? Okay, we might have to redo this tunnel. Let's bring it out over like this way. Yeah, that's working a lot better. Then we're going to bring this around over here, over to here, and then try to connect it in. Oh, I was thinking we'd have the space here. This thing would have to move over a little bit. And actually, that's okay. We'll move that on over. We're going to want to not have that there ultimately anyway. So I want this to connect in right over here, although maybe not exactly there. Maybe not on this same intersection. So let's take that back a little bit and bring it in right next to the disaster response unit over here. Oh, I hate where that actually went. Yeah, we're going to remove that, and we're going to try bringing this in a little bit tighter here. I'd like to have it come in over this way and then come up top. There we go. That's a bit more like it. Now we don't have a way to get onto the highway over here, and we should have one. So we're going to do something kind of like that. That's a much better way of doing this. Cool. It's not pretty, but again, this highway system over here is entirely temporary. We're not planning on having this long term, but we're definitely not ready to remove it now. Now, we're going negative in our cash, and we should definitely do something about that. We don't have a lot of demand currently. What are we spending our cash primarily on? I mean, loans is a big one. That's for sure. I'm going to pay off this loan. That will save us $403.85 per week. That's a pretty big deal. We can't afford to pay this one off or this one, but both of those we will want to pay off eventually. So that's fine. But that will save us a decent amount of money. Now, how much are we spending on... Actually, mostly on fire right now. And education. Okay. Fire and education are our primary expenditures. I mean, that makes sense. That does make sense. I would like to get more industrial over here. Actually, there is not a lot of space. This is all fairly developed. But I would like to push down over this direction and work on that. We can have more beachfront office space down over this way. We're down to minus 700 at this point. I think we're doing reasonably okay on cash. You stuck? No, you're not. Cool. I don't know why we had several vehicles getting stuck there, but we definitely did. Down in this commercial district, we've got several abandoned structures. We can go ahead and get rid of those. This one here and this one here looks good. We can also cut some costs on our power line over here. So we don't need this section of the power line. That also allows us to have more development space over here. That's all unnecessary. Perfect. And we can continue. That's all reasonably well zoned, but it's not entirely zoned. So we can get that zoned over there, a little bit up over here. Looks good. We've got plenty of commercial, no real demand for that. We've got a little bit of residential demand, and I would like to develop like this island up here a bit. This island is not super developed. Oh, this is where the university is, of course. It is right near the ferry, so that is good. I also feel like we're a little over-ferried. That said, most of these ferries are completely full. So maybe we're not over-ferried. Not all of them are completely full, but many of them are. So maybe we are not over-ferried. Okay, well, that's good to know. I would like to come in over here and run a road up over this direction. So we would curve it in kind of like this. It would ultimately want to pass through this highway. So this isn't the greatest idea, obviously. We've run into some problems with that previously. But we're just going to run the road up over here. A little bit sharper on this corner. And a little sharper over here as well. Something kind of like this. And then it would need to connect in over here as well. And then curve in. That's incredibly sharp. I don't like the corner being that sharp. I also don't love the intersection being in this position, but I guess it'll have to do. Now that isn't going to work either. We're going to need to pull this out over this way a bit and then curve it over here to be something kind of like that. Now, this is potentially an issue, but we can actually just squeak in underneath there. We can't squeak in underneath over here, but we can push the road out a little bit like that, and then connect it in over here. So that's something that we can do. Hey, we're positive in cash. I like that. That is great. At this point, we should consider getting in an additional road over here that's kind of like this. We're going to need to bypass this university a little bit and take it in kind of like this and then bring it back down. This awkward shape here is because of the tunnel and university, but that's okay. And then this could connect into the highway over here. I don't love that positioning, but it'll do. And then we can zone this stuff over here, dense residential. That's some awkward zoning, but we'll just get this whole half over here. Some of that might have to get removed when we put in another road up here. In fact, let's do that right now. Another road straight up through here that would then connect in kind of like that. And then we've got a bunch of dense residential space over here. Great. We'll need water in here. That is for sure. We'll need to take it up from, like, here. Sure. And then run it under Miller Street. There we go. So that'll do. We can get ourselves some dense residential building up there. Cool. And a lot of this will be redone for aesthetic sake a little later on. But for now, this will do. I mean, I really don't love the way that this road is laid out, particularly this road. This road is largely okay, although I don't really like this hitch over here that we've got. Yeah, I don't love that. So we could maybe take this back slightly and bring it down to be like down here, and then bring it in like that. That does flow better. So we'll take that. This does not flow well. But that's just kind of a result of the university being here. We can fix that a little later, I think, but for now, that'll do. I do like how little traffic there is actually being used on these little bridges out here. That is good. That means that most of our traffic is going via the ferry, which is exactly what we want. Eventually, we will need to take these potentially underground. But for now, this will do. We are negative in cash again, but that shouldn't last too much longer. Power. Got it. So power is a bit of a concern for sure. We could put in another advanced wind turbine once we get a little bit more cash. We will need people to move in for that. Another thing that we could do is go for a bit bigger of a plant. I mean, a hydropower plant would be a bad idea. We don't really have much for flowing water here. But we could go for something like a solar power plant. That could go in right over here. Now, that would cost $80,000. That's a lot of money. That is a whole lot of money. For now, I don't think that's a great concept. Let's bump this up to speed 3. And these guys are going to start to move in up over here. Why isn't the local government doing something to stop the fires? I don't see any fires. You mean the ones that we invested a bunch of money into stopping? Maybe those ones. Why are you cutting down all the trees? To stop the fires. I like it. Okay, so I was hoping that we would be positive right now, although we're heading that way. Now we're positive. Good. As this residential area here develops, we should become more and more positive. We're about to hit 6,000. Our next milestone is 8,000, which is a big milestone for us. That'll give us access to cargo harbors, which is a very huge deal. Okay, how's this traffic doing over here? Looks like it's by and large flowing reasonably well. We've got the occasional issue, the occasional hiccup, but that's okay. We are going to have enough to put a band-aid on this power issue very soon. There we go. That's a band-aid on the power issue, but that will not overall solve it. That's a crime rate issue. Do we have a police station over here? I'm not sure we do. And what are you? A quiet corner shop. You are not supposed to be here. This is improperly zoned. I did not intend to zone that. I think a police station on this island wouldn't be a bad idea. Once we have the cash for it, that's another 12,000. So that'll take a bit. We can get rid of this guy and this guy. Fantastic. Sickness over here. Sure, we don't have a lot of healthcare right now. That is definitely a thing that we don't have. We're making good money now at this point, though, so that is amazing. I definitely do want to put a police station in here, and a medical clinic wouldn't be a bad idea as well. I believe we have one over here. We do. But we clearly need another, and that'll be fine. We could take out a loan to make that happen faster, but I think that that's probably not the best idea I've ever had. Okay, what is this slowdown here? Ah, it's people pulling a Yui here on Thompson Street. I don't really want that to be happening, realistically. I think we're just going to remove this crossway here. There isn't really a way to get around over here, so we'll not do that. But there isn't really a way to get around over here either. So they're heading up here and pulling the Yui. Right. That would be the case. So what do we want to do about this situation? One thing that we could do is have this be simply an off-ramp over this way. I would want that to be like a straight line. And have this be one way. Now, they're still definitely going to turn around here. That's still definitely going to happen. But that does mean that they should be able to do it a little more quickly. This is still not a great way of doing it, and we're eventually going to remove that highway. So that's fine. I do want to get a police station in over here. And we could build that, like, right over here. Can we get that in over on this side? No. We could actually... Over on this side would be better. Yeah, this would be better over here. Because that way they can head down this direction easier. So that would be the way to go. We'll have enough for that very shortly. Perfect. So there goes the police station. It needs water. And we're going to run a water pipe up over this direction. There we go. That'll cover essentially everything there. I'm actually surprised that this commercial zone got fully developed already. Cool. That's absolutely fine. We're going to need more industrial over in Butler Heights as well. I'm I'm just wondering what I want to do about this. We could have some awkward off-ramps that come off of, like, this bridge, or, like, even all the way down here, and go underneath the bridge and connect over here. It's a possibility. I'm not sure how good of one it is. Okay, that's the lowest that we can go, and we can't go underneath that. Okay, this is not elevated enough to go under. We'd have to go underwater here? How would the game even process that? Yeah, I can't build that on water. So we'd have to go underground here and pop it back up somewhere like over here. It'd be really awkward overall, and I think we're not going to do that. It is, however... Oh, we're running into power again? I didn't expect to run into a power issue already. Huh. That's interesting. I definitely didn't expect to run into power already. But here we are. So how many people are actually trying to utilize this intersection incorrectly? Very few, actually. Okay, that's good to know. Well, it is time to put a cut in here, so power's now fine. Okay. For a bit, anyway. We're going to run into power issues eventually, that's for sure. We'll need to deal with that, but it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to try to solve a few of the problems down over here. I really do want to get this traffic issue sorted. I mean, one thing that we could definitely do is simply run the highway over here and bypass all of this stuff. Or have an option to bypass it. That is something that we could do. But, like I said, time for that cut. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings. And a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Spartan News, Rose Valentine, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, click the join button down below the video. And as always, I will see you all next time.